is the second day of May, the year 2025. They say that the year is running and rushing quick. We have a lot lined up for you in this particular bulletin, but first, let's take a look at the highlights. As we commemorate World Press Freedom Day, we focus on the impact of artificial intelligence on press freedom. I will run for presidency, says Mutegi in his jubilant homecoming in Gusii region. Raila opposes National Government Constituency Development Fund bill, calls for total devolution. And stakeholders and agricultural experts develop IGAD 2025 to 2035 implementation plan.
This is KUTV Primetime News with Mutegi K. Martin.
And Sami Okello joins us in the sign language interpretation tonight. Join us for the next hour as we inform you on what's happening in our country and beyond our borders. Now, 5 police officers have been killed and 8 others injured in a deadly ambush by suspected Al-Shabaab militants in the dense Boni Forest region. The attack occurred near the Rakei area, just 3 kilometers from Lamu town. According to Lamu Police Commissioner Wesley Koech, over 70 heavily armed militants attempted to cross into Kenya via the Bodei-Garissa route before clashing with officers from the elite Special Operations Group. The fierce gun battle left 5 officers dead on the spot. The injured, some in critical condition, were quickly airlifted to Nairobi alongside the bodies of the fallen. Security operations in the region have since been heightened, with multi-agency teams combing the forest in pursuit of the attackers. This latest incident underscores the persistent threat that is posed by Al-Shabaab and the heavy toll it continues to take on Kenya's frontline defenders. Now, a recent report on the state of the media has revealed several structural issues within the media industry. The report, released today during the commemoration of World Press Freedom Day, shows that financial challenges, low pay, and the safety of journalists have become major threats to ensuring press freedom. Take a look.
Kenya today joined the rest of the world in commemorating the World Press Freedom Day under the global theme, The Impact of Artificial Intelligence on Press Freedom. The national event, hosted by the Media Council of Kenya, brought together journalists, media stakeholders, security agencies, and human rights defenders to reflect on the ongoing challenges facing media in the digital era. At the heart of the conversations was MCK's State of the Media report, which exposed the fragile working conditions for journalists across the country. According to the report, 73% of journalists in media houses lack written contracts, as 80% of freelancers operate without formal agreements. Additionally, 52% of journalists have no access to medical coverage, and a significant number are excluded from basic employment benefits such as paid leave. Speakers at the event described the media industry under pressure externally from political interference and physical threats, and internally from poor labor conditions. Beyond concerns of censorship and physical violence, the report highlighted deeper systemic flaws. Out of those surveyed across a sample of 250 media houses and 87 media associations, structural instability is evident. Only 29% of journalists hold permanent roles, while the majority, 70%, work under temporary terms. Concerns over journalist safety were also flagged, including digital threats, arrests, surveillance, phone tapping, and unjustified dismissals, with the National Police assuring continued support to the media and action against troops that impair journalist operation. Financial strain within media houses also emerged as a pressing issue, with respondents citing low pay, delayed salaries, excessive deductions, and overdependence on advertising revenue. When asked whether financial instability might compromise ethical journalism, 62% of the respondents say that adherence to the Code of Conduct might be affected to some extent, with 17% of these saying it will affect the ability to ensure ethical journalism to a large extent. As Kenya commemorates the World Press Freedom Day, the call is louder than ever for stronger protections, fairer working conditions, and greater support for a free, independent, and ethical press. Yvonne Kemuma, KUTV.
I will run for presidency in 2027. Not my words, but one Dr. Fred Matiang'i, who said that in a bold political declaration that's already shaking up the 2027 landscape. The former Interior Cabinet Secretary has officially thrown his heart into the presidential ring. Speaking to a jubilant crowd during his homecoming event in Keroka town, Matiang'i said it's time to answer the call of the people and lead the country toward a new dawn. With strong backing from local leaders and a massive homecoming turnout, the Gusii region may just become the heartbeat of a new national campaign. And ODM leader Raila Odinga has come out strongly against the plans to entrench the National Government Constituency Development Fund (NGCDF) into the Constitution. Speaking in Thika, Odinga slammed the move as unconstitutional and a setback to devolution. Our political affairs reporter has the story.
At the funeral of Dr. Francis Ngaru in Thika, ODM party leader Raila Odinga used the solemn occasion to make a fiery political statement opposing Parliament's latest move to anchor the NGCDF into the Constitution.
Today there's a Gazette notice. They are saying that they want to amend the Constitution in order to legalize this CDF national government. What does national government have to do in the counties?
This comes as the National Assembly embarks on nationwide public hearings scheduled from May 5th to 7th, seeking public input on a bill sponsored by Ainabkoi MP Samuel Chepkonga and Rarieda MP Otiende Amolo. But Odinga says the timing and motive are suspect.
In counties, we have counties which have got executive powers to implement.
Odinga also called for full devolution of state agencies like Kura and Kera, arguing that counties are best placed to implement local development projects from markets to housing.
Also, it's devolved. You don't need Kura and Kera. Have only Kenha for the national government, dealing with international highways, national trunk roads, and feeder roads, and leave all the other roads in the regions to counties.
Legal experts have previously declared the NGCDF unconstitutional, a verdict upheld by courts, but MPs appear undeterred, pressing on with amendments critics now call political driven.
Let devolution work.
Leaders at the funeral echoed Raila's views, urging Mount Kenya residents to reject ethnic politics and embrace unity.
Kiambu, let no one tell you you're tribal. These people are not tribal. The people of the mountain are not tribal. I know, I am the governor of Nairobi. If they were, I would not be. In fact, they chose me over their kin.
Mtu kwenda kwa vita akiwa na plan.
Why should you be
Tumeona watu wengi wameenda bila plan.
Let counties build market themselves.
Na inahitaji hesabu.
How about affordable housing? Let counties build affordable housing.
Around,
Then you will not be talking about 15%. You will talk about 35 to 40%.
Apologies for that mix-up in sound. We shall be purifying that particular sound in that particular story, and we shall be getting that story to your TV screens in a few minutes. Now, Moving on to the Maasai land, a promise of cooperation and support for the upcoming 2027 general elections dominated a meeting held at the State House in Nairobi between President William Ruto and leaders from the Maasai community. President Ruto called for cooperation from the community, emphasizing the need for unity and collaboration in national development. On their part, leaders from the Maasai region, led by Kajiado Governor Joseph Ole Lenku, thanked President Ruto for protecting the Mau forest. Narok Senator Ledama Ole Kina also expressed a shift in his position, pledging support for the president and his government. Additionally, some leaders took the opportunity to apologize for not supporting President Ruto during the 2022 elections and pledged to work closely with him and as the country heads towards the 2027 polls.
Sasa vile tu Waswahili walisema yaliyopita si ndwele. Tugange sasa ya sasa na yajayo. Si ndio? So tushirikiane namna hiyo.
Mimi nimekuja hapa ili kuhakikishia rais ya kwamba mimi nimemuunga mkono.
Mheshimiwa Rais, you ask us Honorable Ntutu one time in Narok, nyinyi wa Maasai mko na shida gani na nyinyi na mimi ni mtu wenu. We express our regrets for those of us who did not vote for you. But as one leader said, I think Kwame Nkrumah, during the height of the Cold War, East and West, he said we neither look east nor west, we look forward. Sisi tunakuomba leo Mheshimiwa Rais kwamba hatutaangalia nyuma, tunataka kuangalia mbele.
Nataka tu kukushukuru wewe kwa kasi ambayo sisi tunachukua kama kubwa. Labda wewe unachukua kama ni kitu kidogo kidogo, lakini sio kidogo. Kuna msitu ambayo inaitwa Mau Forest. Wewe umekubali kuchunga.
Wewe na serikali yako tuko nyuma yako. Kwa sababu kama umepokea baba na ukapokea mtoto wa baba Lengu, hakuna sababu ya sisi kukaa nje. Tunakuja wote.
Mtu akishachaguliwa anakuwa kiongozi wa wote. So usiweke uadui mkubwa mpaka ikafika wale hawaja kupigia kura wanaona ya kwamba hawana maana.
Now, the president's comment on Elio-Peter Sindwele reminds me a few years back where one of the governors today said Elio-Ndwele si Peter. So depending on how you view that Swahili proverb, or as they say, methali, and you can use it to your advantage even in this political space. It's 17 minutes past the top of the hour. We take a very short break. We'll be right back. Keep it here.
Access to knowledge, solution to unanswered questions.
Guidelines to pursuing your rights and repossessing your property, intellectual or material.
This and more only on Law Matters.
Baada ya kutafuta kazi, tunaweza kuanzisha miradi yetu ambayo ingetusaidia kubadilisha maisha ya wazazi wetu.
Kwa vijana wenzangu, wengi hawana kazi, lakini ikiwa sisi wenyewe tutajiamini, tunaweza kujiajiri wenyewe.
Afrika kwa kweli tuna mahitaji ambayo ukiyasuluhisha unaweza kuathiri watu kwenye bara hili.
Bila uoga, watu huwa na uzalishaji zaidi, wanajawa na ujasiri, wanakuwa wabunifu na wanakuwa wenye maarifa.
Niliamua kuacha kazi, hata kama sitafanikiwa, nitakuwa nimejaribu, nitakuwa najua haiwezekani.
Hakuna kitu cha ajabu hapa. Kila anayepata ufanisi hufanya kazi usiku na mchana.
Kitu kitakusukuma na kuwezesha kupata maarifa ambayo hukuwa nayo.
Tunajaribu kutengeneza kitu kitakachopita mipaka ya nchi hii.
Ikiwa unataka kubadilisha ulimwengu, anza na nyumbani.
You are watching KUTV Primetime News with Mutegi K. Martin.
Sami Okello and I, together with the rest of the team, are back to inform you on more happenings. Now, Deputy President Kithure Kindiki says he will continue to dismiss the pressure to engage in political banter, warning that mixing it with development only harms citizens. While inspecting the Gwakyongo-Gitwamba-Kabazi Road in Olkalou, Nyandarua County, he stressed that political engagement should wait until 2027. Kindiki further reiterating that his current focus is serving President Ruto and delivering on government projects. Consequently, he assured that similar developments and infrastructure inspections will not only continue in Nyandarua County, but also across the country to help unlock economic opportunities and drive national growth through enhanced trade and connectivity.
Kuna watu walikuwa wanasema hawataki hiyo maneno, ati wanataka tukuja hapa kuchochea wananchi, ati wanataka tukuja hapa kuleta fitina, lakini kazi ya serikali sio uchochezi. Kazi ya serikali ni kushughulikia maslahi ya wananchi. Siku ya siasa itafika. Sasa sio majira ya siasa. Sasa ni wakati wa kusukuma barabara, kusukuma market, kusukuma stima. I want to assure you, watu wa sehemu hii ya Olkalou, hii barabara haitasimama tena. Hii barabara itatengenezwa mpaka mwisho, mpaka isikanisha hii Nyandarua yetu na sehemu majirani yetu wa Nakuru.
And the Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi, who is also the CS of Foreign Affairs, has come out openly to defend President William Ruto, praising him as a leader who respects and promotes democracy in the country. Mudavadi pointed out that President Ruto is one of the most criticized leaders, especially by the media. But despite all this, he has allowed his critics to continue expressing their views as prescribed by the Constitution.
How many heads of state on the African continent get as much criticism on a daily basis from the media like the Kenyan president? And how many of them would tolerate it? We have to consolidate our democracy. We have to consolidate our democratic practices. We have to have people talking and working freely. That is how we build a better nation.
Now, the 5-day regional ride shop to develop an implementation plan 2025 to 2035 for the Intergovernmental Authority on Development, IGAD, for Fertilizer and Soil Health Hub concluded today in Nairobi. Stakeholders and agricultural experts, representatives from IGAD member states, emphasized on the need for concerted effort to tackle regional crises affecting food production.
The curtain officially came down on a 5-day regional ride shop that brought together agricultural experts and representatives from IGAD member states to chart a way forward to declining soil fertility and low farm productivity in the region. With it came solutions.
I'm confident that this ride shop has been a remarkable convergence of minds, bringing together representatives from all member states, united by a shared vision to craft a robust, actionable and inclusive plan to guide the development and operation of the Soil Hub.
We will also discuss the issues of resource mobilization so that we can be able to carry out all these activities, not just for resource mobilization, for the activities of of this plant, but also for the investments within this region. And so we have had a lot of discussion, a lot of sharing with the member states, and we feel that now we can have this hub, the soil health, the fertilizer and soil health hub, domiciles at the IGAD Secretariat, and of course implemented by member states.
As part of tackling low fertilizer application that is below the recommended standards in sub-Saharan countries, occasioned by high cost of importing raw materials for production, stakeholders urged countries to embrace organic manure.
Using of organic fertilizers is better to domesticate and adapt it, because in these regions availabilities of organic fertilizers is quite cheaper and it's available comparing to the other places. So actually, based on this, we can increase our productivities in a high by applying and adapting of organic fertilizers by creating a composts or a different way that we can use. That's I think the way that we can achieve when it comes for the production.
The stakeholders underscored the need for concerted effort to tackle regional crises and improve food production.
You see, the member states within IGAD region, we share almost a lot in common. So when we come together, we can move mountains. We can achieve a lot more than when we are as single states, as single countries.
The right shop comes at the backdrop of the recently concluded Africa Fertilizer and Soil Health Summit, which aims to tackle soil degradation, promote fertilizer production, and deliver customized agroeconomic recommendations to diverse crop and soil across Africa. Auma Evans for KUTV, Nairobi.
Director of Criminal Investigation Homicide Detectives, backed by forensic experts from the National Forensic Laboratory, have retraced the final steps of Kasipul MP Charles Were, uncovering crucial leads now pointing to possible suspects. That is a story we'll be bringing to you in just but a bit. So keep it KUTV. We'll be back in just but a bit.
I'm Associate Professor in the Institute of Philosophy of Regional University in Krakow, Poland, and I'm the main coordinator of the CAFE project, which is being here hosted by Kenyatta University.
My name is Eva Hudoba. I am a project manager in this consortium. Keep watching cutting-edge research at Kenyatta University Television.
Hi, my name is Stella Tioi.
Jina langu naitwa Okemwa Mokwa James.
This is Mandela Gaya.
Ugonjwa ulipokuja ulichukua siku 3 ukaniweka in coma. 20 wamezikwa, 2 ndio wako hai.
I don't even know how it feels to see.
I feel like I cannot express myself well the way somebody who can walk can actually express themselves.
Ilichukua muda mwingi mrefu tena mpana ili kuikubali kwamba mimi siwezi tembea tena.
I've come to actually accept myself.
Ukijaribu kumsimamisha mtu umwambie tafadhali nionyeshe njia,
they find it quite strange talking to you.
You should just make schools integrated,
inclusive setups
by providing the right facilities.
You are watching KUTV Primetime News with Mutegi K. Martin.
Welcome back. Remember, this live broadcast is also live on YouTube at KUTV_Kenya. Talk to us also at X or on X at KUTV_Kenya. Now, Director of Criminal Investigations, Homicide Detectives, backed by forensic experts from the National Forensic Laboratory, have retraced the final steps of Kasipul MP Charles Were, uncovering crucial leads now pointing possible suspects. Where was gunned down in cold blood on Wednesday, April 30th in what authorities say was a targeted and calculated hit. The motive remains a mystery despite investigations intensifying. An autopsy is set for May the 5th, led by Chief Government Pathologist Dr. Johansen Odor, as detectives dig deeper. Anyone with information is urged to report to the nearest police station. The Mombasa-Nairobi highway has been identified as a major hub for drug trafficking in the country and a hideout for drug dealers. Speaking in the Mavoko area of Machakos County during a tree planting exercise at Athi River Primary School, Interior Security Principal Secretary Raymond Omolo stated that the highway has become a base for drug peddlers and traffickers. He emphasized the urgent need to enhance security measures along the route to effectively tackle drug trafficking activities. Omolo further noted that the rising trend of drug abuse has severely affected many students, leading to increased school dropout rates and undermining their future prospects.
We have the main highway here. A lot of drug trafficking is going on, and we have agreed that we will work closely with all the players, the business community, the leaders, the religious leaders, so that we completely eradicate drug and substance abuse. We are going to lose this generation of young Kenyans, and it will not be acceptable that we sat back and lost a generation because of a few individuals who want to take advantage, whether it's because we're grappling with the youth bulge as well as unemployment, to get our children hooked into drugs.
More than 3,000 residents from 7 villages along the border of Ganze and Kaloleni sub-counties in Kilifi County are urging the county government to resolve a land dispute involving 5,000 acres. Residents allege that the land grabbers have illegally sold portions of the ancestral land, resulting in the displacement of 200 families.
The communities from the border of Gaze and Kaloleni that has more than 3,000 residents has previously sought assistance about land disputes from the national government administrators without success. They have now petitioned the Kilifi County Land Office to revoke all illegal sales agreements and initial land adjudications to ensure equitable distribution among clans. Speaking at the office of the County Land Adjudications and Settlement Officers, Kalume Kilango, one of the leaders, highlighted that conflict interest among national officials has hindered progress, but they're now optimistic after county officers received their petition and promised to shift action.
Kuelezea matatizo ambayo yanatuandama kule sehemu yetu, ambao hasa zaidi ni matatizo ya ardhi. Mpaka saa hii tuko hapa kwa ofisi ya lands, ambao tumekuja peleka petition yetu kuhakikisha kwamba matatizo zaidi kule na suluhishwa, ikiwemo uvunjaji wa zile ranch ambazo ziko ndani ya wale wenyeji kule na zibadilishwe ziwe community lands, alafu wale ambao wawekezaji ambao wamewekwa pale ambao pia wameuziwa na wengine kinyume cha sheria waweze kustopishwa na shughuli zao, na pia kuwe na proper ile dispute resolution ya mipaka wenyewe kwa wenyewe pale ndani, ambazo hasa zaidi tumekuwa tukizifuatilia, ambazo tunataka shughulikiwe na hizi offices.
On the other hand, Jasho Karisa, a resident at Sangasitini, expressed his demand for the county government to carry out land adjudications to ensure that each clan receive its rightful share of the land without discrimination.
Maombi yetu ni kwamba zile ranches, zile Dola Group Ranch na Bria Group Ranch zivunjiliwe mbali, manake zile kamati za zile ranch wanatumia vile vyeti vya ardhi kuuza ile ardhi, kwamba wao ndio wanamiliki ile ardhi pale.
Sisi ardhi yetu ni kubwa sana na ilichukuliwa na rengi zamani, ikaregeshwa kwa wenyeji. Wenyeji ni sisi wenyewe, imechukuliwa na chifu na hesabu chifu.
The land conflict at Gaze-Kaloleni border reflects systematic challenge in land governance in Kilifi County, affecting Bengoni, Katoroni, Kongoni and Mugamboni in Bamba ward, villages well known as Kangoni, Matoleni and Sangastinga in Mwinga ward. The residents appealed to the county government, underscored the need for transparent accountability process and the recognition of traditional land right to prevent future displacement and ensure equitable land distribution. Rael Makona, KUTV.
It is 25 minutes to 10 p.m. Time for us to take our final break here on KUTV Primetime News tonight. When we come back, we have sports news. When you hear that sound on KUTV, you know it's time for sports. Now, the national under-20 men's football team, the Rising Stars, marked their return to the Africa Cup of Nations AFCON under-20 after 46 years of missing in action on a wrong footing after losing 3-2 to Morocco in their opening Pool B match at the Cairo International Stadium in Egypt. The Salim Babu-led charge will be looking to bounce in their second Pool B match when they take on Tunisia this Sunday in a must-win match in order to rekindle their chances of advancing past group stages. Kenya under-20 team will wind up their group stages matches with yet another tough fixture against Nigeria on Wednesday, 7th of May. And President William Ruto has declared that Kenya will keep investing in the sport, drawing lessons from global football powerhouses to remain competitive on the world stage. Speaking at State House, Nairobi, during the welcome reception for the UEFA Champions League trophy, where the former Manchester United star Bastian Schweinsteiger was present, the head of state hinted that Kenya was an abundance of football talent. And what is now needed is more focus on identifying, nurturing, and developing the talent through supportive and conducive infrastructure, planning, and training.
Kenya is one of the only 5 countries selected to host the trophy this 2025 tour. On behalf of the people of Kenya, let me say that we are truly honored to host the trophy once again, especially given the tremendous and passionate support that football enjoys across our country, in villages, in towns, in cities, in farms. Indeed, many Kenyans are following with very keen interest the ongoing UEFA Championship League semi-finals, where 4 teams, Arsenal of England battling PSG of France and Barcelona of Spain facing Inter Milan of Italy.
As a ministry, we will continue to nurture and develop talent in the area of infrastructure development, as you have directed, but also the human development.
It's about 20 minutes to 10 p.m. and I'm just smiling because I'm just reflecting on the words of the president, the head of state of the Republic of Kenya, talking about sports. And you know, a number of people made fun of him that now we didn't know our president was an Arsenal fan. And you know, someone is saying anakuja kwenye tunashinda. I'm not quite sure about that, but you know, people that come very close to glory right now, and I really hope they do, because I'm really championing for Arsenal. They've been drawing very close to the Caps, but they are just watching them from a distance. On a light note, I think Baba should be a supporter of Arsenal. If you know, you know, and I'm told he is. We've come to the end of the conversation for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us in about 40 minutes of information on happenings in our country and beyond. A big shout out to my producer Emmanuel Kutosi, my director Boniface Odhiambo, our technical guru Levis Ndomoto, our graphics maestro Small Kev, and without forgetting the very he's growing. He's Kevin Dohio. He's Dohio Jerry. He's now an elder. I'm sorry, it's not Small Kev anymore. And thank you to everyone that has made this bulletin a success. Without forgetting Lucy in our social media. I hope she's still there, as I mentioned. Yeah, Lucy, a very hardworking young lady that's doing an amazing job in our social media. And very, very resourceful people, our reporters who have been up and about interacting with different issues and different people to bring you this particular solid and credible news from various sources and various parts of the world today. Without forgetting the help of our very own Caroline Kimwele, who leads us in the news department. Thank you so much for you and to you. For you and to you for watching this particular bulletin and being the person that sits down to consume what we produce. We don't take it for granted. Keep watching KUTV, a new experience. Our programs here are educative, informative, and you're gonna have a good time as you learn, as you get to understand what's happening in your world. Sami Okello is our sign language interpreter tonight, doing a fantastic job. And my name is Mutegi K. Martin. Good night.